Hello everyone, I am Dead Knight and this is In It to Win It. Today we are going to talk about quest lines in general in United in Stormwind Season 89, and I'm going to give you 5 ways that you can beat a quest line deck and eliminate their quest reward. So uh, some of these are going to be better than others, some of these are class specific, but these are 5 ways to brick your opponent's quest. So let's get started. These are in no particular order except for this first one, which is a little bit of a reach because it's by far the worst one, which is Felsoul Jailer. So this guy is a 4/6 for 5 that when you play it, it eats a minion from your opponent's hand, and then when it death rattles, it gives the minion back. So if you wait till your opponent hits that quest reward and then you play this guy and you steal their quest reward, then you can either hold that off until they get rid of your 6 health minion, or you can silence or transform this thing and get rid of it permanently. So I thought this was going to be a great card when it came out. I actually thought it was going to be one of the better cards from Classic. It's gotten absolutely no action whatsoever. It's a little clunky. It costs too much. Warlock doesn't really have a good way to transform it, so it's not really a good option, but it is there. You can get your opponent's quest reward out with this guy, and then potentially, silence or transform it or bounce it and get rid of their quest reward permanently. So now that that one's out of the way, let's go to some more realistic options. We're going to go first over to Paladin for this one. So option 2 is going to be Oh My Yogg. So this card is really interesting to me. When I first saw this card, I thought it was completely overpowered, and I was wondering, is there any way that this could possibly be nerfed? With all Pally Secrets to 1 mana, this is always going to be for 1 mana. It didn't really get any mainstream play until about like 6 months after it was printed, which was astonishing to me. It wasn't until Sword of the Fallen came out that it really took off, even though some people experimented with it. One of the most napped on cards in Hearthstone. But what it does is, whenever your opponent plays a spell, it transforms that spell into another one of the same cost. So what's awesome about this, you play this on turn 1, your opponent plays their quest line, and it gets transformed into who cares, and then they just concede. So that's really fun. If you ever get that, that's the dream. It relies on your opponent risking it and actually playing the quest while you have a secret down, which is, I don't think this is very smart, but you can brick quests. Like, I've seen the pictures of people getting their quest brick on Twitter. It's hilarious. If someone played a quest, Pally Secret against me while I was playing quests, I would blow my coin and then play my quest. So either way, it's great, because if you don't lose the quest, your opponent loses their coin, and then they're pretty far behind. So great option. If you're playing a Pally deck right now, you're probably going to be running this. Now that Conviction and Battlegrounds Battlemaster have been nerfed, people are kind of working their way away from full-on hand buff and more to some hybrid secret versions and running Oh My Yogg for sure. Another benefit of Oh My Yogg is that it is a shadow spell and not a holy spell. So if you are running the whole secret package with Sword of the Fallen, you can keep Oh My Yogg, you can keep Galloping Savior and other non-holy secrets, so that way your Knight of Anointment doesn't accidentally draw you a secret. So Oh My Yogg is great synergy with the rest of the Pally Secret package. It can brick quest lines, and is at this point might almost be an auto include in Paladin because of how prevalent some of these quest lines are and how hard they are to beat. Okay, so moving on to number 3, we are going to go to Mutinous the Devourer. Mutinous the Devourer is a 4/4 for 7 that when you play it, it eats a minion from your opponent's hand and gains its stats. So you are going to want to absolutely play this in every control deck that you can. If you are not playing a 1-turn kill combo, or if your deck needs to win sometime after turn 6, you have to play Mutinous pretty much, because these quest lines are so fast and lethal. So if you're on the coin, you need to save your coin for Mutinous. and you need to hope that they don't complete the quest and play the quest line reward on the same turn. After they complete the quest, you immediately play Mutinous and then try to eat their minion, and then they will never get it back. And that is a huge way to stop your opponent. A great thing about Mutinous is that it is neutral, so you can play this in any deck you choose. It's especially great in control decks that you're kind of holding off playing minions. You can really catch Mage off guard as they try to play a bunch of spells to complete the quest without having the ability to kill minions, and then they have to wait a turn to play this guy. You steal their quest reward, and then they just concede. This is also potentially great for Demon Seed. It's a little harder because they can kind of get this all going off in one turn, so you might not have the opportunity to eat, but still the ability to put this in any deck and eat the quest reward is it's huge. And if you're playing a slow deck, you absolutely must run Mutinous in it. Option 4 for you, yeah, this is a little more clever, and it's unfortunately class specific. It is for druids, and you can do this with Celestial Alignment. So Celestial Alignment was printed in Forged in the Barrens for 7 mana. It destroys everyone's mana crystals and makes everything cost 1 mana. So obviously the challenge with this is that your opponent gets first crack at playing cards, and anything that you want to play costs only 1 mana, so you always are playing from behind. You have to play catch up after you play this card. That is not a problem for you if your opponent plays a quest line, because if you can ramp this out before they finish their quest line, they are screwed, because their quest line reward will still cost 5 mana, but they only have 1 mana crystal. So instead of having 1 turn to catch up, you actually have 5 turns to catch up. So when you destroy all their mana crystals and then their quest reward costs 5, you pretty much have all the time in the world to ramp back those mana crystals with your nourishes and play out a board full of monster threats that their deck usually is just not equipped to deal with on that scale without the potential of the quest line reward. So Celestial Alignment, I would say, is probably better than ever now. It's got some weakness against fast decks, but against questline decks, which are massively prevalent right now, this is a really great option for you. So Celestial Alignment is better than ever. We might do a showcase on that sometime in the next couple weeks, we'll see. But it's a really cool way to counter quest lines by destroying their mana crystals before they can finish the quest, and then they are stuck trying to somehow get to 5 turns while you are going just nuts on them with your crazy ramp. So really cool option for this, and one I like. And the 5th option, which is probably your overall best option, is play a really fast aggressive deck. I like this option because that's kind of my play style in Hearthstone anyway. But if you look at the decks that people are playing that are not the Demon Seed and not Questline Shaman, they are playing either Aggro Shaman with Elementals, which is really fast. They're playing Face Hunter, which is still just amazing and is just so lethal. And they're playing Shadow Priest, which is also extremely fast with a very, very low mana curve and pumping out tons of damage in the early game. So how do you beat Questline? You kill them before they can get off their questline by flooding the board with cheap, efficient minions, having a good, clear curve that has a consistent early game plan, and just bashing your opponent in the face before they can get themselves going. This is an especially great option against Warlock, because Warlock is going to be dealing damage to themselves along the way. So they need to deal 21 damage to themselves to activate the Demon Seed, and obviously they're going to gain 6 of that back with the questline reward. But nonetheless, any amount of damage they're dealing to themselves, that's damage that you don't have to deal. So even if they're removing your minions and gaining life with the touch of the Nathrazim and the other spells that they're running, you still get at least some leg up by the damage they deal with themselves. You're thinking about Hunter, and you're thinking about Imprisoned Felmaw being really good right now, because that's typically 5 damage straight to the face for 2 mana. You're thinking about Aim Shot, which is also going to be 5 damage to the face for 3 mana. and just the wide board spread of cheap damage dealing minions that can just get under their quest line. So those are 5 options. Obviously not all of them are created equally. Playing a fast aggressive deck is going to be good in just about any situation. Um, you know, Mutinous is the only one of these options. Other than that, that's neutral. But you have a couple different ways to not just beat the quest line, but brick them in humiliating fashion. So take that advice and do with it what you may. I think that Questline is fair right now, even though it feels really powerful, just because there are these options and there are these fast decks that get under them. So what do you think of these choices? Let me know if this helps you. Let me know if you have no problem dealing with these as Questline. Leave some respectful comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and tune in next time.